Yo, what the fuck is good? This is episode 272 of the Bert and Burke podcast. I'm your host, Bert. With me, as always, is the other guy in the title, the one and only Burger. What's good?
Hi.
Hi. No, another banger. I've been excited for this one. We both have very, very passionate topics. Not a ton of them, but very passionate topics. So that's exciting. However, we did lose a topic, and we're on the verge of losing a second topic. So that's kind of a hot topic, I guess, in and of itself. Could talk about that.
Yeah, you can just jump right into that if you'd like.
Yeah, so for this week's meme of the week, drum roll, everybody. Yeah, that's been put on the back burner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, motherfuckers out here. I mean, I don't know. There was many things that went into the decision.
Not really.
Nah, the lack of passion, I think, would be pretty outstanding.
Yeah. And we don't want to beat it into the ground. So
exactly, we're ending on top.
We're ending while things are still warm. So the whole point in the meme of the week was because we made a new channel in the Discord called B&B Memes, where it was essentially where people could put their fan art in there, and they just kept putting memes in there. So at the time, for a good month, people were constantly making stuff. It was the same, 6 to 8 people doing it, but they were flying in. And then those 6 to 8 just kind of ran out of ideas, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
And they've come in a lot slower. So for quality and integrity, we're going to put the B&B meme wiener of the week on back burner. And we are very willing to bring it back
when it's the
at
right
some
time.
point. Yeah, we're just not going to keep forcing it. It was there for almost 2 months worth of episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it lasted a while, and I'm sure we could have got more if we pressed on it more in the Discord, but then that's where the integrity comes in, where it's like, okay, we're not going to force you fuckers to make them if you don't want to. So
yeah. It also kind of turned from everybody doing it to 3 people doing it to 2 people doing it, and you're like, okay, I wonder who's gonna win. The only person who did anything this week.
Yeah,
surprise.
Which hasn't happened yet, by the way.
No.
Everybody that's won it fair and square. You didn't get it by a default. It was getting to the point where it was going to have to be a default, and we were like, how about we just end it now before it gets to that point?
Yeah.
So we will do it again in the future if they are there. It is not ended. It is not canceled. It just is
temporarily suspended.
Yeah, we're setting it to the side at the moment. So we'll just kind of go forward from there.
Yeah, that's the state of that. What else?
Well, I see you had a note in here.
Yeah, I do. Mine's quite fun. There's been so I actually was talking with a couple people about this. It was spurred on by somebody mentioning to me that, okay, this is the wrong angle. I don't know if you've seen it. That's also the wrong angle. Fuck.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode.
Everybody.
Fuck.
So here's the situation. I need to stop saying that, but it's the best way to fucking lock the fuck in for a stinky little ding dong such as myself. I'm just gonna fucking... All right, cut that. So, I've been on Twitter.
Have you? Is that why we're fucking 2 months behind in highlight clips?
I know. I wasn't even on there. It's just the only way I can think of segueing. Somebody mentioned it to me. They're like, yo, bro. I'm having such a fucking conniption right now.
What are you fucking doing? Why are you forcefully stopping yourself from talking?
Because it's stupid.
It's like you're jamming your fucking, your hands into your throat. Yo,
Yeah. Just choking myself out. Basically, we had a Sesame Seed reach out, say, yo, B&B, you guys gotta do ChatGPT and do images of yourselves. So it's like, a picture of me and Burger in real life. You throw it into ChatGPT and you say, hey, make an AI image of us. And it generates an image of you two and then sends it back. That's kind of been a recurring theme we've had with some people saying, oh, you should totally do this. It's like, okay, cool. Recently, there's been a big buzz going around. You probably don't know, but there's like a... Probably is not the right word. There's an anime.
Maybe I'm fucking waiting for the punchline here.
There's
Fuck.
an anime like producer called...
yeah, I 100% don't know then.
Studio Ghibli. You've probably seen some of the stuff, but just because it's like unfathomably popular and it's like literally everywhere.
Unfathomably popular. Back to that word again.
Yeah, it's extremely
Anytime
popular.
Bert says that, it's not true.
Overwhelmingly
Anytime
popular.
Bert starts saying, what is that, adjectives?
Sure.
Is that it? Whenever it is the describing word, whenever you start using those, it's just wrong. Unfathomably popular. He can't be like, oh, it's this really popular anime. Nope, it has to be unfathomably. Up there with like the fucking Wizard of Oz and shit. Dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where... I mean, I don't know. I'm fucking dumb.
I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Well,
Can
there's
I go on to my
a lot
topic
of
now?
fun stuff. No. There's a lot of
I'm
fun
ready.
stuff here.
I'm waiting for it.
So, the situation here is, I reached out. Somebody told me, oh, bro, you gotta try it, and I try it. It's fucked. It's like super fucking fucked. To try and generate our images of the Studio Ghibli-ify. So basically just like anime-ify.
So do our pictures of me and you in an anime, a popular anime style.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me why that was so fucking hard for you to say?
It was just...
Hey, one of the Sesames reached out to me and says, hey, you guys should take a picture of you and Burger, throw it into ChatGPT to do this anime-like style picture of you guys. What the fuck was so hard about that to where you had to choke your fucking self out every 5 times you tried to fucking talk about this thing?
I don't even know. I didn't know what angle I wanted to
This
hit it with.
unfathomably fucking popular anime. Okay, you're really going into parts that aren't important in this story here. So one time when I was sitting in a chair wearing my favorite socks with my feet slightly crossed, you sound like my fucking fictional book that I'm reading about now, giving me all this extra information that I don't fucking need to know about.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I'm just like I'm just a silly guy. But the point of this is trying to get the fucking thing to even work. So I pull up ChatGPT. I fucking I'm trying to pull the prompt up. Where is this? Ghibli style request. All right, I go to the top. I send a picture of it's you and me. I say, hey, can you create an image in the style of Studio Ghibli based off the image I provided? It says a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. Oh, we can't generate this image because the request doesn't follow our content policy. So obviously, I go on Reddit. I consult the Neckbeard Council. They say, hey, yeah, this was a cool trend. They immediately got rid of it because for some reason there's a security concern having AI just have pictures of a whole bunch of random fucking people. So they turned it off. So this person was so adamant, oh, no, Bert, you just have to buy fucking ChatGPT and then it'll start working. I was pretty convinced that wasn't going to fix it, considering it said it was like fucking content policy issue. I says, whatever. I spent like $20 on the real ChatGPT for a month, so that's cool. TLDR didn't work still. But the fun part of this story is how I did the typical Burger thing where I absolutely short-circuited the fucking AI and made it like contemplate itself. So it said,
Okay.
We can't continue your request because it violates our content policy, whatever. Your images can't be based on direct, real photos of people. And then it says...
That's not true.
Sorry, what?
Untrue.
Yep, because I'm seeing all these other people do it, and this person that told me about it
did it.
literally did it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm typing it in wrong or what, but dude, this is the funniest fucking situation I've had with ChatGPT. So the second part of its paragraph is, however, I can still help you create a character inspired by certain features or traits if you'd like. I can describe the picture and then use the hairstyle, clothing, setting, and general vibe. Want me to give it a shot? I says, okay. It then breaks everything down. It's like, awesome. Here's a few details. And it says hairstyle and color, goes into a whole fucking thing. And then I actually put a picture of you in, and it said the same thing. It was continuing.
Fat, ugly, bald, should kill himself.
Yeah. It was the picture, I still have it, of you fucking in your front yard, fucking giggling. Looking down. I'll have to just send you the fucking picture, but...
In my front yard, giggling, looking down.
Yeah, but it's a funny picture. I'm screenshotting it. But the funny part of this, okay, so I then put a picture of both of us in. It says, okay, I can't generate the picture for you, but I can make a description and then generate an image off of that. I says, okay, describe the image. And they go into a huge book again, and it says, would you like me to turn this into into your prompt now? I says, yes, please. It sits there, thinks for about a minute. Says, sorry, I wasn't able to generate the image because the request didn't follow our content policy. And then it goes in.
Motherfucker,
says,
I did. You are the one that came up with this, and I just said, go ahead, and it's like, never mind.
It told me. Okay, so let's count on our fingers here, class. That's one denied request. And then it says, I wasn't able to generate it. However, I can still help you create a scene inspired by the setting and general character descriptions, just without making it look like specific real individuals. Want to go with that route? I say, yeah. They then break down, they say, character 1, a young man with curly light brown hair. And they totally, take you and me out of it. It's just two random people, because they're like, it can't be similar. And then they say, let me know if you'd like these changes, and then we'll just go with that. I say, yep, looks good. Thinks again. Unfortunately, I still wasn't able to generate the image due to content policy. Even though these characters are nothing like the original image, and whatever, they're still considered too recognizable based on your photo. They go through another whole book. They say, let's break it down even further. This is just two friends, one curly hair with glasses, the other blah, blah, blah. Would you like me to try it again? Say, yep. It says, even though we have this huge fictionalized version, the image was still blocked due to content policy. Here's a workaround we can do. It's continuing to give me solutions, trying to fucking trick itself, dude. It's continuing to fucking trick itself. It's like, all right, I know why it didn't work last time. Let's try and fix it again. Long story short, because I'm realizing this is taking way too long, I did it 4 more times. And it got to a point where, at this point, the best way forward is to start fresh with a brand new prompt, unrelated to any descriptions. Try this, a cozy forage cottage at the sunset. I says, okay, do it. And then it does a whole book again. It says, unfortunately, even this fully original and fictional prompt was blocked due to content policy. To move forward, please reset. Please reset the topic and make a brand new conversation to avoid any references to people or previous uploads. Like, dude, I fucking broke the damn thing. I literally fucking broke it. So yeah, AI's
nice.
Cooked. Fuck. I love that. That was silly. I think the storytelling of that was a little fucked. A little too long-winded, but the feeling was there, so I don't know.
That's it?
Yeah. I ended up making a brand new thing and putting our image in, and I didn't put the image in, but I took all the text, and it did it just fine. But it looked like shit. So I just kind of deleted it and said, fuck this. I am not worried about this anymore. So...
yeah, AI can kind of get like you and just turn into a minion in Crocs and literally say it can't do this and it can't do that. And then all of a sudden, like so you restart funny. And like, sure, got you, fam.
Yeah. It was very silly. Very fucking silly.
Like, we've been using ChatGPT to make thumbnails for our YouTube videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they been working out fine. They have their regular issues with it, like spelling errors and things like that. But still, they work great. They really do. But then randomly, like when I'm trying to have it make a thumbnail for us, it'll make one for one episode, the next episode, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. Like, sorry, we can't make photos. We literally can't. We cannot make photos.
Dude.
Randomly, it'll say that. It was completely fine for 5 episodes. In fact, it gave me 3 or 4 options that I could choose from before I ran out with the free version. And then it just was like, nope, can't do it.
That is so fucked.
And, I had it make pictures for me, too. Like, I sent some of me and you, and it just didn't work, lol. So.
Oh, yeah, no, it's absolutely fucked. Or it's like an absolutely...
And then
like,
at times it did work. At times it did work.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what you needed to do was start off with, describe this image to me.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then that's what you needed to do, was say, describe this image to me, and then send a picture of us. And then it would have described it, and then all you had to say was make an image of that. It's kind of like that game we play in Jackbox, where once you start going down one trail with it,
yeah, it
just
totally
continues to go down this.
Like,
it was so stuck on that.
Yeah, it literally tried generating a fucking cottage in the forest. It's like, sorry, it looks like you, bro. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
So
that blew
I
my
think it's because
mind.
the way it was thinking was in a way that violates its privacy, but then you just needed to get rid of that thinking completely. Start fresh.
And then I took the exact fucking thing. Yeah, I put your picture in, had it describe you, and then went to a new chat, and then pasted it, and then had it generate an image, and it worked fine. It still looked like shit. You looked like a fucking, like a twink, but I don't know why it always does that. It's always like either some like disgusting hog, or it's like a fucking she-male.
Yeah, it can't get the weight. It can't get the weight down for some reason. So, I don't know. I've rethought my way of doing, or the way I think of ChatGPT and AI. I more look at it now as a better Google search.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I use it now. That's
and when I use it like that, it makes it a lot better. Kind of thing. So, for example, I was talking to somebody one time, and they were telling me about Disney and Pixar. We were just talking about those movies. Mm-hmm. And I was under the impression, because we all know Disney bought Pixar, but I was under the impression when they bought Pixar, it was like in the late 80s, early 90s. Pixar was just some computer software program that made some cute little videos.
Okay.
Kind of like those videos you see at the beginning of those old Pixar movies. Mm-hmm. You would see like a short little 5-minute video. Pixar made some of those that caught the attention of Disney. Disney bought the property, basically took the software and then made their iconic movies.
Okay.
So when talking with this person, it turns out Pixar was not purchased by Disney until 2006.
Okay.
So that means iconic movies like Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Bugs Life, Monsters Inc., Cars, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo. Those movies were all made before Disney bought Pixar. Mm-hmm. So that essentially means, I was talking to this person, I was like, wait, so that means like it was like Marvel versus DC, and then Marvel just ended up buying DC.
Yeah.
So that means Pixar was on its way to making its own Disney. Mm-hmm. There would have been a Pixar world, a Pixar land kind of thing. Kind of like DreamWorks. You know how DreamWorks is separate from Disney?
Yeah.
DreamWorks made like Shrek and shit.
Yep.
So Shrek is not a part of Disney whatsoever. So how DreamWorks is to Disney is what Pixar was to Disney.
Yep.
And that blew my mind. That's
funny.
what this guy taught me. But then when I went to ChatGPT, they explained it to me differently. And sometimes when they get into too big of words, I'm like, TLDR.
Yeah.
I remember when I was trying to get ChatGPT to explain capitalism and socialism to me, I said, tell it like I'm 5, and it's like, say you have a box of toys, and one kid wants to play with your blocks.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. When it's used like that, it's really nice. So, when I was reading it, so this person I was talking to got some of it right, but not all of it. Disney and Pixar have worked together on those movies. Toy Story 2, Cars, all of those movies were made together, Disney and Pixar. Pixar made the movies, Disney distributed them. Disney did all of the advertisement. Disney did all of the putting it into the movies. It did all of the marketing, everything.
Yeah, it's like publisher
so they
versus
were not,
producer or whatever.
Yeah, they were not separate like this person was telling me.
Right.
They very much were working together. And ChatGPT was telling me, because I literally said, oh, so they were completely separately. And then ChatGPT was like, well, no, not necessarily, because it would just go into it. And it would say they were under a 3-movie contract. And then after those 3 movies, they made another contract for 3 or 4 more new movies. They ended up making like almost 10 movies before Disney just straight up bought Pixar.
Okay.
So they basically did this whole Pixar makes it, Disney produces or distributes it thing all the way up until Disney bought Pixar. So, and then ChatGPT also said people think that Pixar would have been just fine without Disney too. So,
right.
Because of how popular those movies were. So my mind wasn't as blown. No, Toy Story was not a completely separate thing. Disney was a part of that. So, then I was like, oh, okay, this guy's an idiot. But the money that they spent on Pixar to buy it in 2006. Now, this is... Listen to this. This is...
19 years
This
ago.
is what blows me... This is what blows me away more than anything.
All right. Oh, boy. Okay.
The money they used to spend on Pixar was more than the money they used to buy fucking Marvel and Star Wars.
What the fuck?
It was almost the same amount of money that they spent on Star Wars and Marvel combined.
The fuck?
I did the math, and I don't even think it's like $1 billion or $2 billion more. It's like a few $100 million more. If you were to combine Star Wars and Marvel, that number is almost double, or is almost what they spent on Pixar alone.
That's fucking insane.
Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Disney spent more money buying Pixar than they fucking did with Star Wars.
That's bad.
Star Wars. They bought Star Wars in like, what, 2013, 2014, 2012, somewhere around there?
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars was a very popular IP. Star Wars came out in the 70s. It was a huge thing by the time Disney bought it.
Right.
They spent more money on Pixar. Marvel, I can kind of understand that because Marvel was a big comic book thing, and comic books were very, very popular, but outside of those Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and the X-Men movie from Fox, superhero movies were not that popular. Mm-hmm. They really weren't. They weren't. No. They were nothing crazy. You would get some hits, bangers here and there. So when Disney bought Marvel, I wasn't surprised to see they spent less money on Marvel than they did Pixar. Because, again, Marvel is what it is today because of Disney. As much as I hate to say it, them buying Marvel and then they made the MCU, right? So, yeah, it was it's crazy. So, Marvel was not as popular when they bought it, but Star Wars, that one blows me away.
Yeah, that is like actually fucking monumental.
That they spent almost more money on Star Wars and Marvel combined for Pixar. Kids' movie sells. They sell like a motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
You can't fucking fuck with kids' movies.
No.
So, ChatGPT helped me out with that.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I want to trust it, but sometimes I feel like it gives you weird information.
Yeah. It's not like a replacement or anything. Like, you still got to do your research and stuff, but...
Right.
When I was in college and I had to do all those, like, read all these studies and shit like that, it would have been nice to just throw those in ChatGPT and, like, can you explain this to me? What the fuck is this saying?
Oh, that would have been so
Is Diet Coke going to give me butthole cancer or is it not?
Yeah. Come on now.
So, that's when it would be nice in those terms. Like,
Yeah.
TLDR, buddy, when I get a fucking 100-page research thing that I got to write a paper on.
Yeah, the other thing, too, I don't know how legal it was, but I had it help me with challenges in my org. Never said
it depends. Sometimes they
yeah.
explicitly say no. Other times, like when I have people explaining
cool.
stuff to me, I literally had this guy in my org send me this fucking long message, and I got most of it. I put it in ChatGPT, and I'm like, hey, I'm in a survivor org. What is this guy saying to me?
Uh-huh.
And they say all this stuff, and they're breaking all this down, and they're like, sounds like he's scrambling. What do you think? Like,
that's hilarious. Yeah. No, that's pretty clever at times. You just have to be, like, remember the one time we were trying to do something with ChatGPT, and then you had, I think I took a screenshot of a prompt I was using because we couldn't figure something out, and then you're like, damn, you're talking to it like it's retarded. I'm like, well, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
well, and I talk
AI.
to it like it's an asshole. Yeah. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
No.
Wrong.
You didn't do a single thing that I said. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Lord, I didn't mean to.
Please
try again.
Forgive me.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It can be super helpful, but I'm also not concerned about it because it's pretty fucking dumb. But, yeah. Speaking of org stuff, I actually have to jump in and do some org stuff now. So I was really hoping we could get this done earlier, but Bert didn't hop in when he was supposed to and had to go jerk off fucking other guys in D&D. So we're going to put the podcast on hold, and you guys aren't going to hear anything different, but Bert and I will. So 1 second, please.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with the power of editing, this is going to seem very seamless, like nothing ever happened to you. But it's actually been about 48 hours since Bert and I recorded the podcast. So
yep.
We had to wrap up the podcast on Sunday at about 30-minute mark because I had some org shit I had to do, and Bert was taking way too fucking long to hop on, so I couldn't finish it. So now it's Tuesday.
Yep.
So we're with the power of editing, it's like nothing happened. It's kind of cool. So, anyways, speaking of org shit, I got to vent about some stuff.
What? Nothing happened. What do you mean?
Well, so, I got yelled at in my org.
Big time.
For two different things. First one is probably the biggest heartbreaker of all of them. Let me just go. Let me go right to the source. We ain't gonna fabricate anything. We're just gonna go straight to it. Let me explain two things to the people that don't understand how orgs work. So first of all, you have a channel called The Confessionals, and this is something that only you, as in the player, the spectators, as in the people watching the org in Discord, and the host, the people running the org, can see. No other player that's playing the org with you can see your confessionals.
Yep.
This is where the player journals and lets the audience know what's actually on their mind. This is where you're honest. There's no need to lie here because there's no gameplay happening in the confessional. It's literally just letting people see what's
your
going on from your perspective.
And plans and
yep.
Where your head's at in the
Stuff
game.
like that. It's the same thing in Real Survivor when they pan the camera to just the contestant talking right at the camera where nobody else can hear them. So in these confessionals, I'm probably one of the more thorough confessional org players out there, wouldn't you say, Bert?
With actual information and not just, I went to Taco Bell today. I got a new shirt at the store. Yep, then yes. I had ramen noodles and it was spicy. Cool.
I type quite a bit in there as well. So I break a lot of shit down in there. And when I do it, I try to give it the old burger spin on it to make it entertaining and silly. Call myself daddy a lot in these things. I said, don't you worry, your daddy's got a few tricks up his sleeve here. I've done it in all my orgs. This is my 6th org. I've done it in every single org. Once the season's over and I get to be released into the spectator chat where I can talk with everybody who watched, it's not even split right down the middle. It's usually 75-25. 75% of the people don't like me and think the daddy thing's really fucking weird and roast me on it. The other 25% absolutely love the way I played and the way I talked and literally call me Daddy Burger.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's always been my kind of thing is the whole daddy thing. Where people would literally call me Daddy Burger after the game's over. One of our mods for Bert and Burger actually came from an org and still calls me that.
Yep. Shit,
like, that's been my thing in all of my orgs. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that has come to an end in this org.
Reaching halt.
I got a message in my submissions. Now, submissions are different than confessionals. Submissions are only between the player and the host. Those are the only people. This is not open to the public. This is very private. Only the people running the game and the single player has a submissions. Like, every player has a submission chat. This is where not a lot of talking's going on here. This is where, like, you submit where you want to look for a hidden immunity idol, or if you have questions about the challenges to the org. Not a lot of conversation goes on here. But I got pinged in my submissions, so nobody else could see this, just me. And it reads as follows. We got feedback from a couple of specs and community members that the referring to yourself as daddy is making them uncomfortable in what is supposed to be a safe community space. So I'm going to politely ask you to stop doing so in this server with a smiley face.
The smiley face just to show, The politely ask, too, is basically do it or you're leaving, which is hilarious, too.
Yep.
Uh-huh. You wouldn't have reached out if this was a fun thing. Am I allowed to say no? Mm-hmm. Quick aside here.
Can I decline your request?
Respectfully. Or not so respectfully.
My confessionals, buddy? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. What did you call that again? Oh, I was saying my Oh, yeah. Okay. No.
Mm-hmm. So, I said, Lamau, first time that's ever happened. All right, your server, your rules. And then I started getting heated, and I started typing up this massive paragraph, and they said, appreciate you being understanding about it.
Mm-hmm.
While I was getting ready to roast them, so I said, select all, delete. And
yeah.
Because I wasn't about to throw out this big bitch storm right after I said, hey, thank you for being so understanding about it. Listen here, motherfuckers.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was the end of it. I did end up DMing this guy on the outside, because I know, this is the dude that got me into orgs, saying, can I ever go a fucking season in one of your orgs where I don't get yelled at, LOL. Because you remember the last controversy I had with this guy as a host. And he's like, no, you're not getting in trouble. This isn't getting yelled at. It's just more people aren't comfortable with it, so we're just going to have you stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I'm being so calm with this is because a lot bigger shit happened shortly after this. But my closing thoughts on it are, I don't understand why I have to stop addressing myself as daddy. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why outside forces can control how I talk in my confessionals. This is where I get to be me and express myself in any way that I want to. I'm not calling other people daddy. I could probably see that as not sexual assault, but maybe harassment or something like that if somebody didn't like that. I'm not doing it in the public chats with other players. The only people that can see it are the people watching. No other player can see it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't understand how the audience watching gets to determine how I talk. I don't understand that whatsoever. Okay, I guess if it makes them uncomfortable, there's a little bit of logic there. I don't agree with it even the slightest, but at least there's some logic. This next situation, ladies and gentlemen, there's no fucking logic in it, but
that's the point.
At least there is some. My closing statement is why, same thing with Bert and Berger, this is why we talk the way we do. They don't have to read my confessionals.
Yep.
If they don't like how I talk, don't read them.
Yep, you can get plenty of context on the game by reading everybody else's. You don't need to know this guy's particular fucking perspective, especially if you don't like the way he talks about his perspective.
Yeah, especially if you don't like the player, then don't read it. I don't fucking read anybody else's shit.
Fuck no.
That didn't involve your name in your last org. If nobody said Bert, I wouldn't read it. I don't care, kind of thing. So
I do the opposite. I read all your shit, and then anybody that you mention, I try and read all their shit. But
well, and you like to follow it that way.
Yeah.
Where I'm like that in Real Survivor. Again, once you got to merge and stuff, I followed it way more. But there's just a lot of nobodies. Fuck, I could still be a nobody in this org. I could still get fucking voted out any minute now. But that's how I am. But anyways, I digress.
I know you could. You really could.
Yeah, lol. At the end of the day, I don't understand why they got to control how I get to address myself and how they could just not read my confessionals and everything would be fine. So
it's actually fucking crazy.
So yeah, no more. They took away my D card, unfortunately.
That is so sad.
Yep. And if I make it to the final tribal council, I might call myself daddy. And I'm probably rounding up maybe 30 times over the course of weeks and over a month of playing.
Mm-hmm.
I only slip it in there when it hits. It's not like every message I have is daddy, daddy, daddy kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a couple of times a day, if that. Somewhere around there, right?
Yeah.
You probably agreed.
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
Around there.
It's a 30-day org. You probably say it once at least. For the capstone on the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's real subtle too. It's just I'll send a long paragraph and it's we'll see if daddy can come up with any solutions by the time this challenge is over. It's something little like that. So, it was a pretty minor thing that I was surprised that I got yelled at. A few hours later, we got in a battle over pronouns. So,
yeah, that was a nasty one.
I don't want to get into details with this, but we voted out somebody named Luxury, okay? Luxury uses he, him pronouns. I actually kind of liked Luxury. I was bummed to vote out Luxury. So when we voted out Luxury, I went to my confessional just to throw a little thing out there for the fans.
Yeah.
To let them know how I felt about Luxury being voted out. And my message was something along the lines of, how did I fucking word it? It was something like, okay, here it is. Sucks we had to vote out Lux. Wanted to work with them. They were just so freaking busy outside of the org. That's all I said.
That's
really wanted to
nice.
work with them, but they were just too busy outside of the org. Was all I said.
Yep.
That was it. Then I get pinged in my confessional where everyone can see it. Luxury uses he/him.
Like, okay. Cool.
Oh. I said, okay, question mark.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
like, yeah, just so you know.
Okay.
I'm like, what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And they said I didn't use the correct pronouns because I said I really wanted to play with them.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way that we talk. We use a lot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does. Oh, yeah, I was going to go play tennis with them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe it doesn't sound like but like...
It's M, yeah.
Yeah, it's like M. It's just a short thing, but you sound like a fucking, like a gap tooth honky if you type out EM. It's like that fucking dickhead, what was it? The guy who's reading your book, yeah, okay. You are reading your book. When you were writing your book, okay. I'm not even, continue your story. I don't even give a fuck. You're reading your fucking story and the fucking dickhead's going in depth about everything. Those are the honkies he's talking about. They use EM. We say it because it rolls off the tongue.
That's literally, like, if I were to speak this, if I were to speak this into existence, I would have been like, man, sucks that we had to vote out Luxury. Really wanted to play with them, but they were just too damn busy.
Yeah, that's because
they were like, no, wrong pronouns.
Yeah, once you said that, it clicked with me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's all I was saying. And they were like, you used the wrong pronouns. And I'm like,
please show me.
No. Yeah, I was like, no, I wasn't talking about pronouns. I was just using grammar, like them and they. I wasn't using pronouns.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, well, you know what their pronouns are, so it's rude for you to not use them. So I'm like,
this is pissing
oh my
me
God,
off.
no, it's not about the pronouns. I was just saying, I was just using third grade English here. Like,
it's a standard substitution.
Yeah, it's a genderless,
reference.
neutral thing to say. So then they move the conversation to my submissions. Again, this is where only the prod or the host and myself can see it. And they said, hey, we're going to move this to submissions because they didn't want to do some big argument with me in my confessionals where the entire server could see it outside of the people playing the game.
Yeah, that was a good call hindsight.
So I was like, I really appreciate this because I ain't about to get in this fucking pronoun war publicly in an org because I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
So I said, can you just delete everything else? We can continue this here, but if you can clear up my confessionals, that would be great. And then he deleted everything but Luxury uses he, him, by the way. He made sure to keep that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So then I went and said fixed with an exclamation point and just changed the A's and thems to hims and he's. Just because I don't care enough about it.
Oh, yeah.
To
literally pick a fight over it, yeah.
Yeah. So then that's when we continued this argument, though, in my submissions to where me and only the host could see it. And I couldn't get it across this fucking kid's head that I was just using they and them as grammar. I was not using them as pronouns. They were not pronouns in this sentence. Yeah. I'm no grammar teacher, but you know how every sentence has like a noun or a verb or an adjective or
a proper
blah,
pronoun,
right?
all this.
Yeah. Like that is what they were used for. They weren't used as an actual pronoun kind of thing. And I said, guys, if I misgender somebody, like say somebody's name is Alex and I call them a her instead of a him when it's actually a boy, it's nothing to do with transgenders. It's literally a guy named Alex, a boy named Alex, and I called Alex a girl. And they were like, hey, Alex uses he, him. Like, oh, shit, my fault. That's not what was happening here, though.
No.
I couldn't get it past this motherfucker that I was using it for grammar, not as a pronoun. And he just kept digging in, saying when you know their pronouns, it's extremely rude to not use them.
I'm like, okay, I understand. I agree.
I
but
get that. But it's not that I wasn't using the pronouns. I was just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Not every time I talk about an individual, I have to identify their gender every time I type about them.
Yeah.
This
Might
is
as well.
very basic English writing right here.
Yeah.
But they kept saying, pronouns, pronouns, pronouns. I was arguing grammar, grammar, grammar. Dude, I was literally going to ChatGPT and saying, this person is saying this about my sentence, but I know there's nothing wrong with it. So then ChatGPT would write up an argument for me, and I'd copy and paste it and put it into my submissions.
Yeah.
So they were starting to argue literally with ChatGPT because I'm like, I don't know how. This is one of those things where it's like, I can't articulate this in a smart way, but I just know you're wrong. I don't know how else to say it. Like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Just, you're wrong. I don't know how else to fucking say it. And we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on this. And for a long time, finally, I got to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk about this anymore. We're just running in circles. I'm talking about grammar. You're talking about pronouns. He kept saying, as a member of the queer community, I'm very confident in my knowledge in this. And he said something along the lines of, I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one.
I was like, I would suggest using extreme caution when you say, I wouldn't expect you to understand something.
That's them assuming things now.
Yeah, that is probably the most harmful thing anybody has said in this exchange, is that you told me I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Yeah.
That might be the worst thing that's happened out of this conversation, because you have absolutely no idea what kind of fucking traumas I've been through, is what I told him. And he said, I'm not trying to undermine your trauma. Guy, I haven't had any traumas with my pronouns, by the way. I have absolutely none. Like, not even a fucking tiny bit of it. But
I would have leaned on that pretty hard. Yeah, I would have made him apologize to me. You're the bad guy now, buddy. You slipped on one crack, and I'm suing you now, buddy.
Yup.
But you like this guy, so that it made sense. You didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a quote-unquote friend. We're not close or anything. But this is the guy that got me into org. So this is the guy that got Bird into orgs, technically, by default, too. And we both played in the server with him, and he's a great host. Like, he makes great servers and everything like that. It's set up nice. The challenges are good and everything like that. He was just getting very SJW on me over something that didn't need to be SJW over.
It was literally like a... Yeah, I'm looking into this, and because I'm looking into it, I'm upset, and now you need to change to make me not upset.
Well, yeah,
anymore.
it's because I gave him, because I told him he was wrong, and then he did. I mean, boy, this is going to sound mean, but one of the only male traits he actually has was his stubbornness, like my cousin here, to where he just wouldn't let it die, kind of thing.
Oh, it was insane, yeah.
Yeah, we went on for a very long time about that. So, but he just wouldn't let it go. I even said, like, okay, I want to go back and play the game now. You guys are doing a great job and everything. Keep up the great work, and please let me know when I misgender somebody. I really need to be corrected on that, and I need to go fix my message if I call a guy a she and a girl a he, or people that use they, them, and if I use the wrong pronouns. That's fine. Please correct me on that.
Mm-hmm.
I will fix it. Doesn't mean I agree with the fucking weird bastard, but still, I need to address it, kind of thing.
I kind of signed the contract when I joined Haven for these type of people.
Well, and Tater made a really good point where we don't have to agree with your ideologies on this thing. It's like if your name's Michael and everyone calls you Mike, and I'm just like, nope, I'm calling you Michael because that is your name. You are not Mike. You are a Michael kind of thing.
Yep.
So that's why, fine. If you want to use the she, her pronouns when you're quite clearly a fucking guy, then that is, or whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I will do, out of respect for you as a human being, I will What do you want me to call you? I'll call you that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what fucking happened here. And the fucking icing on top was he was going to fucking war for a guy that uses he, him, a fucking the most whitest, straightest American fucking person. He went to war over their fucking pronouns. It's just like somebody going to war over your dad because they use the wrong pronouns with him. Your dad wouldn't give a flying fuck what anybody ever called him.
Yep.
Nor would mine.
Yep.
It wasn't like this person was a he, they, or something like that. No, it was literally he and him, the most basic of them all, right? The most privileged of them all, as so I'm told. Yeah. And he went to war for this he, him person.
Mm-hmm.
Which is absolutely insane. You don't see that very often.
Nope.
Usually they're going to people within their community going to war for those folks.
Mm-hmm.
So literally they could have done the same exact argument if somebody was talking about Burger in their confessionals and they said they, them for me. I literally couldn't care fucking less.
Yep. As I
don't care.
In stream yesterday, I was called fucking she multiple times in my skibbity org.
People could call me that too.
Go.
If people call me she, her, I don't care. Like I really,
I didn't even correct it either. I'm like, I literally don't even give a fuck.
Well, yeah. And my favorite part was when you told me Sue actually agreed with me, and he's very fucking SJW, very very up on pronouns and shit.
Yep.
And when he told you that I was in the right and this fucking literal actual queer, not even in a derogatory sense, an actual queer identifies it in the queer community is wrong, I was like, yo.
Boy, I'm onto something here.
Wow. I knew I was right the entire time, but...
yeah. He did a good job at deflecting it back, too. He's probably dealt with a lot of people in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
I kept doing these things like, oh, all right, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. No, you need to tell me you're wrong, was kind of how he was acting.
It was insane. No, listen, you just tell me when I'm wrong and I'll fix it. But this situation here, that's okay.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. I said, let me know if I fuck up again. And he's like, yeah, I respect an answer, but that's all I've been trying to tell you the past 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, I just tried to leave, and you had to keep it going. And he even said something, if I continue this, because hosts have feelings too, that I'm going to start receiving strikes. And I wanted to be like, buddy, give me a fucking strike.
I dare you.
I fucking dare you. I literally dare you to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I will bounce faster than you.
I will leave this fucking org so
never
goddamn
think about
fast.
it again.
And never even cross my mind. Go ahead. Do what you fucking must.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, I didn't say anything like that. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go back to playing the org. I have too much respect for you and this friendship to keep this going. And he said something like, yeah, the friendship isn't hurt or anything like that, but I do want an apology.
Yeah. What if I say no, then will it be hurt? What if I say psych after I apologize?
What if I cross my fingers while I type it?
Yeah. Oopsie.
So I ended up sending some kind of apology, only because this guy is an actual quote-unquote friend outside of the org here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said some politically safe answer of, I'm sorry I focused more on my point than listened to you. I made sure to craft the apology to what I was actually apologizing for what I meant, but not to say I was wrong or anything like that.
Yep.
It was something, because let me tell you this, it was quite fucking obvious this guy was fired up. It was very clear that he was probably having an episode.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Whether it be autistic, whether it be overstimulation, I don't know. He was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Because when I would type something, he would start typing right away. Like he was waiting for me to say something. So I was like, okay, I will apologize for being responsible for helping to get you to a point like this. I didn't say it like that, but, you know, I don't want people to get upset like that. And it ain't my fault you got upset like that, by the way.
You literally asked for it. You got yourself
literally
here. I
kept
just aided
bringing
in
it up, and you were getting very upset over what I was saying. But it was not supposed to turn into this type of situation to where you get very flustered. So for that, I do apologize for allowing this to kind of continue to get to this. Something along those routes. Not for sticking up for this, because I'm not going to just be told that I had some microaggression and I was misgendering and things like that. No, I wasn't. You're fucking wrong there. However, I shouldn't have dragged it on as long as I did. Neither have you. Shouldn't have either. He didn't apologize either. Buddy. He didn't apologize. He didn't.
Yeah, that's insane. I would tell him to. Nope. I wouldn't tell him actually, but I would tell him to fuck himself.
I would tell him. I wouldn't tell him, but I would tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, tell him to eat shit.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, I don't. It's just like if you get in a fight with a family member and they actually get really upset or something, it's like, okay, well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oopsie.
Yeah. So I said, all right, we good? And he said, we good. And then we're fine now. We're talking now. I've DM'd him afterwards for some other org-related stuff, and we've moved on from it. So
that's good.
I saw another host in my submission start to type, too, while I was talking.
Cool.
I'm like, oh, boy, here comes the cavalry. God damn it.
Yeah. Was there much more to this? Because I have some stuff that I saw. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you wanted to talk about a few things.
Or the lack thereof. Yeah. There was literally one message talking about you referring to yourself as daddy. And it was by another host.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It was one of the other hosts that mentioned it. He's like, hey, this is kind of like weird. And then nobody even engaged with it other than the host. So unless people were like DMing them privately, I guess, which I guess maybe could make sense if they were uncomfortable.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, then that would make sense. But otherwise, yeah.
So that all you fishy. Saw is a host saying it's weird that I call myself that.
Yeah, he said it in like a weird way that kind of made it sound like maybe he was a driving force behind drawing attention to it. I don't know, but I thought that one was a little weird.
Sure.
It was. Oh, it was.
You have the message?
I was about to find it.
You can tell me anything as long as it's related. Like, hey, these people are blindsiding you.
Yeah, I found one other thing that is maybe adjacent, but
sure.
Yeah, nah.
We're almost done with the org talk, ladies and gents. Don't worry. So might as well throw it out there, Bert.
Somebody somewhere in the game said something referring. It was like in their confessionals. They like copy and pasted something they said with you. And then said something that I thought could be taken into context because in the moment, one of the hosts saved it because they have like the starboard kind of situation. One of the hosts saved it, and I thought it was the host saying it, like because it was a weirdly formatted text where it looked like a text on a fucking phone. And I'm like, bro, there's no way this guy's saying shit. It was like, man, this burger guy's crazy, huh? Or it was like some shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw it came from somebody's confessional. And I'm like, okay, this has nothing to do with the daddy or the pronoun shit. This is literally just him playing the game. But it wasn't like a positive or negative thing. It was like somebody looking into something. Yeah, and then the host fucking copied it, and I'm like, bro. Because it was the same host that bitched about you or bitched about the daddy thing the first time. Like, bro, this is so weird. But,
so they posted a screenshot of our DMs into their confessional, in which the host starred it or whatever.
Yeah, but it was like literally just text, and then I went back to his confessional. It was actually like you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, what the fuck?
And were the person that screenshotted it, were they the ones saying, "Oh, fucking Burger's a weirdo" kind of thing?
It was. I mean, it wasn't even. It was like, I mean,
they were just posting a hee hee ha ha thing. I said some thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And they're
like,
said
oh, Burger at it again, and then like the
Yep,
Burger at it again is what got screenshotted because it was two people talking about you. It wasn't you. It was people referring to you. And then I'm like, I thought it was the hosts talking to each other. It's like, oh, here goes Burger again. I'm like, oh, fuck. No way they're fucking starring this for the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, basically it was like, oh, that's just toe being toe kind of
thing.
Yeah.
Because,
no game talk. It was just...
No, it was literally just like... Yeah.
Burger's being silly again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like people saying the same thing about you and your org, where they're like, oh, Bert's just a silly little guy kind of thing.
Yeah,
I see. And you thought it was two hosts talking to each other.
Yeah, because it was one of the hosts who fucking copied it, and I'm just like, this is wild.
The hosts are just shit talking
openly. Yeah, the host confessionals or whatever the fuck they are. Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Link talks in here a lot too. He's pretty high up in the food chain here. So.
Has he said anything?
No.
About yours truly?
He might have been involved with the last, or no, I don't think he had anything to do with the last message I was talking about. But no, he responded to. He's like, "Yup, this is like, that was just more Toby and Toe type shit." It was pretty funny.
Yep. I'm playing with somebody that knows Link in real life, so I had to reach out to the host and say, just so you know, this person has some opinions about me, so hopefully they're not metagaming.
Yeah, I did see that. I thought that was
They were
funny.
like, let us know if you suspect it. Metagaming is when you know somebody outside of this org, ladies and gentlemen, and they play with you based off of that. So, like, if Russell Hance were to play again in Survivor, people would vote him out immediately because of how he played in other org or other seasons of Real Survivor. That's metagaming as fuck. Letting outside forces influence inside the game. So, like, oh, you were mean to my cousin, so I'm going to vote you out now that we're playing together. Yeah. That's metagaming and a big no-no.
No-no. I know this person's really good, and they won like 12 orgs, so I'm just going to vote them out so they don't have a chance.
Yep, that's metagaming. So,
happens in real.
This person I have a good relationship with. She actually said really good things. Said it was like a really entertaining season with me and Link there. So, we'll see. But we're in like final 16, final 15, I think now. Gone to a couple of tribal councils. Survived both of them. We did a tribe swap, so now I'm on a brand new tribe with one person that I played with in my old tribe, and now we're on brand new ones. Kind of liking this one more. I'm starting to vibe with these people a little bit more. The other ones, there was just a couple of inactive people, and then people I just would not talk very much.
I feel like I had a long string being 2 orgs, or 3, whatever it is, 2, I think. Of like very boring people, and I saw one person that I thought was cool in each of them, and then swiftly got booted. But this last one I was in, it was just like vibes all around. It was great. Everybody was normal. Nobody was a fucking piece of shit. Nobody was a little fucking goblin.
Disagree.
Well,
disagree heavy. You played in an org called Skibbity Org.
I know, but everybody
was
cool.
Pieces of shit and a lot of goblins.
Yeah. Everybody was fun to talk to, I should say.
Literally was sleeping with the fucking locker room.
I know. Yeah.
I
said so much stuff, too, which is horrible.
Dad.
God.
Costco kid's dad.
Yeah. It was all fucking... It was horrible. The worst part, yeah, I mean, I don't even know. It's fucked.
Well, how's your little catalog of things coming for things you want to talk about once your daddy's time is once your cousin's time is up in this org?
Things I'm going to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause there's going to be so much space or what?
No, I'm just saying, like, you got your screenshots ready like I do? Or...
Oh, I do, actually, yeah. It's great, too, because they're kind of outlining all the really high-level stuff. So I can kind of steal from that a little bit and then take my own notes.
Sure.
Yeah, no, they do like a power rankings breakdown on every single player. Like, they get into the fucking weeds with this shit. So it's kind of fun even to see the specs or the host's perspective on everything, too. It's like, oh, yeah,
well,
I saw that.
I'll ask one more question, and then we can move on. Am I last in the power rankings?
I can't answer that.
You can't ask if I'm last out of 21 people?
I can't say that. Nope. You never know.
You can't say if I'm 21 out of 21.
No. Can't.
Bert?
What?
I know I'm not 21 out of 21. You can say that I'm not.
Okay.
So,
you're 20 out of 21.
Higher than 21st?
Yeah, 20. 20 out of 21.
That's okay. Ain't the worst.
True.
Ain't the worst. I don't know if I had to rate myself, and then we'll move on. I don't know. I hope I'm somewhere in the middle. It's cool to be at the top, but you have a lot of targets on you at that point. So if you're in the middle, that means you don't have a lot of attention on you. So that's kind of where I hope I am. I remember when you did your Star Wars org and there was 18 people. I think you were like 11
I was
or
somewhere.
Something.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was kind of like UTR if I knew how to actually play the game.
Yeah, so that's what I like to think I'm doing. There was a night where I fucking voice chatted with every single person on my tribe. Like, separately.
The host thought that was insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I can say that, but I think I can. It doesn't matter. Like, this guy's insane.
Yeah, no, it was insane.
In one night
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, that's literally crazy.
The entire tribe. There was 7 of us, or 6 of us, because we voted out one of them. I voice chatted with every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I haven't kept it a secret with other people. I tell them, like, yeah, I enjoy voice chatting, so I have voice chatted with other people on the tribe. I don't keep it a secret or anything like that, so... The fact that I was able to voice chat with somebody has to be a good thing, because if somebody doesn't like you, they're not going to fucking voice chat with you. They're going to come up with excuses.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that I'm able to do that has to show that I'm at least in good standing. I always projected myself to be number 2 or number 3 in most people's trust rankings.
Mm-hmm.
So not somebody they would die for, but... I'm going to be honest, there's nobody I'd really die for in that old tribe either. I was really kind of lacking that true number 1 there. So
see, that's how I felt in mine. Like, I felt really, really good with them, but at the end of the day, I felt like there was other stuff
really
going
good
on.
With them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't feel really good with anybody. I just feel like I'm not at the bottom.
Yeah,
which is all I care about.
Yeah, that's a good place to be.
So... yeah, no, that's why I'm not too high up on myself here. I feel like I haven't created as good of relationships with these people as I would like.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're bad either, where it's like a Link situation where they're fucking gunning for me to get out. So,
yeah. A vendetta.
I don't think anybody has they're trying to actively get me out.
Right.
They would have no reason to at this point. So
it is funny how the dynamics kind of shift, but
yeah.
No,
I mean, before merge, this is with Real Survivor too. Like, you just get the easy votes out of the way. You kind of have to have a lot of bad luck or kind of seriously fuck up to get out early. For the most part, there are times where that just whatever. I mean, we've both been voted out early, and we both made it to just about the end. So
yeah.
It's pretty easy to make org. If you keep or merge, I meant to say. If you keep your head down, don't draw a lot of attention to yourself, positive or negative, because you don't want them to vote you out because you're a target, or vote you out because you're inactive. You can make merge. You can make jury pretty easy, but that's more of the average. It's not an everyday thing, of course, because sometimes you just get with some weird people that really don't like you.
Yeah.
We've both been there before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just there's not not compatibility. That sounds gay, but yeah. No, there's just some people you don't vibe with. I hate saying vibe. It's just so fucking gay, but
that's right, though.
It's facts, though.
It's right. So.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Enough org talk. I don't plan on talking about this again for a while unless something dramatic happens or I get voted out. So,
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But we have a segment that we can hit right now.
Mm-hmm. We do.
It's time for a few more burning questions here.
Yo, some lukewarm
burning
questions here.
Yeah. This might be the last one. We'll see.
Be.
And it's not going to be because of Bert's fault, I will say. These questions are repeating heavily, so kind of want to end on top while we can. So these are questions that Ellen DeGeneres asks her celebrity guests when they come on. And we answer them as if she was asking us because we're never fucking going on there. So we take turns stealing these questions. I did last week's. Bert's doing this week's.
Yep.
And they're just repeating a lot, so probably going to be wrapping it up soon unless something changes. So, Bert, save the segment.
Yo.
Who is she interviewing this week?
This week, she's interviewing, or we're stealing questions from Jared Leto, the one and only musician, cult leader, sexy man, actor, nuance or Renaissance man, all the above. Gremlin, even Morbius. He's everywhere. Joker. So much fun. But you know what? We just got to get into it. Fucking goddamn. All right. Your podcast is named Burton Burger, but would you ever travel to space? Keep in mind, these questions have been tailored for us. I can tell.
Is it because his band's called 32nd to Mars?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
would I go to space?
Yeah. Would you ever travel? Would you travel to space? Which is kind of a stupid question. The way it's phrased and worded is weird, but yeah, if I could go up in a ship and blow up, why not?
Again, this is like that rope course where I'm sitting there with my arms crossed, like I ain't no fucking pussy. I can do this, no goddamn.
Oh yeah, you'd 100% have a panic attack, and your fucking brain would probably explode.
And then while it's happening, I'd freak the fuck out. So I think with like proper like training and stuff like that, I definitely could do it. But I don't know. I mean, it makes me nervy thinking about it, but again, at the same time, it's one of those things like just kind of send it. So. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to think I could be worked into it. It's not like I'd be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, go right now.
Cool. Yeah. The thing that always freaked me out is like they say if you travel too fast for too long, like everything else. What is it? It like ages faster than you and the thing because you're going at the speed of light. I don't know. It's fucking stupid math, but I think that would technically happen. You go up into space, you only experience like 6 months, but back down on Earth, it's like 8 months or something like that.
No, it's not how that works here. In different parts, of
different parts
the universe, but not fucking.
No, this is based on
space.
speed.
No,
but
it's not. It's based off of a lot of different things.
It's based on speed.
It's not based on speed.
What's it based on?
I mean, what do you mean by speed, I guess?
It's based on like how close you get to the speed of light or some shit.
Bert, we're just talking about going into space. What in the fucking interstellar bullshit are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just
Shut
thinking
the fuck
out loud.
up.
That's just crazy. I don't know. They say it
You're
even
talking
happens
about
if you
some
fly a lot.
stupid
I don't
thing.
know.
Her thing's about 30 seconds to Mars, so would you go to space? And you're bringing into some. You're trying to act like fucking some big scientist. Well, actually, if you were to go to space, fucking shut up. This is why we stopped doing the fucking draft a team kind of bullshit because you would think of things like this.
This is a better way to think of it. It's just like, I don't know. That would just become your entire life. Like, you wouldn't even be able to come back down and be like, yo, it was so cool. Unless you
depends.
Went far enough.
If you just shot out of the Earth's orbit for a second and then came back, like, you'd be fine.
Oh, yeah, true.
What? They didn't talk about fucking intergalactic space travel, you dumb fuck. Yeah. What are you doing? Wow.
I don't know. I guess the moon, too. I guess they did the moon and they came back, too, I suppose.
Yeah, you're talking about some fucking really out there stuff. This is a cute question by Ellen to Jared Leto to say if you could go to space, would you? That's all she's asking. You're trying to do some black hole, wormhole, fucking crazy. 1 second on this planet is fucking 8 years on Earth type of fucking bullshit right now. You're not cool. You're not impressing me. You're not making me horny.
I don't know. It's crazy. Okay. What's something you're irrationally afraid of?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't answer the question, we're fucking done with this segment. Holy fuck.
All right.
You get shit out in space for a half hour and then come back, and you're like, well, technically.
Actually? Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what you fucking sound like.
But yeah, something you're irrationally afraid of. I think we've answered this one. I always fucking fall back on birds, and you don't like snakes or getting your hands dirty. So fuck that stupid shit. Literally getting your hands dirty, not even in an Italian.
No, it's not dirty. It's different. It's like with food and shit like that. If my hands get dirty because I'm farming or something like that, that's totally okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's more
very
like
different. I used to be the opposite. I didn't like that. I'm like, Dad, I need to put gloves on. I'm literally not doing this. I could not do yard work without putting gloves on.
Yeah, see, like, that part doesn't bother me at all, but, I mean, usually I do wear gloves and stuff just to protect my hands. I've had shit fly back and fuck my hands up before, but my thing's more, like, dirty, as in, like, making food and shit like that, where people are mixing up chicken, like if they're making chicken nuggets or something, and they're mixing flour and panko crumbs and eggs and chicken together, and they're just using their bare fucking hands to mush it all together. That shit I fucking hate. But no, like getting fucking dirt on my hands, I'm like, oh my God. No, it's not like that, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, that's how I am. Well, I was. I don't really give a fuck anymore, but...
you don't really give a fuck is not true.
No, I don't. Unless it's like, if that's what I'm doing, I want to get like balls deep in it. I just don't want to get a little dirty.
You wash your hands
I want to get
more
really
than
dirty.
anybody else. You've literally given the cousins shit because we didn't wash our hands.
Oh, that's like before you eat and stuff, but that's different.
It's still getting your hands dirty.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't pee after I go on the porta potty anymore. Or I don't. Wait.
Please.
Okay,
next question. Holy shit, you're acting like the Survivor fucking guy now.
Say something romantic in an Italian accent.
No. I'm glad these are bad questions. I'm kind of over this segment, too.
Oh, fuck. What's the most painful thing you've had waxed? Would you get waxed even? Have you?
What? Would you? Have you?
I don't know what angle to approach here.
I ain't ever got nothing waxed before, and I probably wouldn't get anything waxed.
I probably would because
I
would do that.
I've had Cousin Casino shave my back.
Yeah, that was insane. That was something. That was an event, let's say.
I can't believe he came in there.
I know, he thought it was kind of cool. So what the fuck? He's just holding a thing on a fucking stick.
He's like, yo, can I try it?
That was so weird.
My sister was just fucking shaving my back. She was going to go to cosmetology school and do all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just doing my back in the shower. Not in the shower. I was standing with clothes on in the shower.
Uh-huh.
And everybody came in. My brother did it. My fiance did it. And Cousin Casino came on in. Gave her a whirl.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, I'd get my fucking toes waxed, though.
Next question.
Maybe my legs.
I would like
my head.
Another fucking question, please, before you piss me off even more.
Let's see. Besides showering, name 3 things you do naked.
I thought you were going to say name 3 things you do every day. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Just wait. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, 3 things I do naked every day. Or 3 things I do naked.
Yeah, besides showering, name 3 things you do naked.
Sleep.
So everything. Okay, next. Record the pod with my cuh.
And currently, right now,
play Madden with cuh. Stream on Monday, Wednesday at 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. EST.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I sleep naked. Immediately, it amazes me how quick my clothes come off when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even realize it. Like, I'll be, like, walking, and then I'll go, like, look at my phone, and then I'll look down again, my cock's out.
Uh-huh. How did I get there?
Yeah. So.
Oh, man.
I do try to. I mean, I played Beat Saber naked with just my Oculus on.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, I want to play Beat Saber, but I don't want to get dressed because I'm going to go to bed afterwards. So just sitting there cocking out.
Oh, God. You gave me the controller.
Swinging like it's a blade. It ain't big enough, though.
Oh, man.
A tiny weenie.
I got opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And you don't really do anything naked, so you don't need
No, I barely shower naked.
Yeah, Bert wears his shorts when he showers alone.
I wear undies in the bathroom. Or in the shower.
Undies?
In the bathtub.
Yeah.
I bathe.
It's like Dumb and Dumber 2 when he's hiding from the cops and he puts his shoes down behind the bathroom stall and they shoot the door and then they kick the door open and it's just 2 shoes on the ground.
Yeah.
So then he goes to the next stall and opens it and he sees not Jim Carrey, the other guy. He's standing with both of his bare feet in the toilet.
Okay.
And the bad guy's like, "Why are you standing in the toilet?"
Uh-huh.
And the guy says, "So you wouldn't see my feet."
It's so stupid.
And he's like, "Why are you standing in the toilet and not on the toilet seat?" And he's like, "Because there's ball hair on there. I'm not stupid."
Okay. That's fucking insane.
He's just standing both bare feet.
In the
I think
pot.
he had his socks on too.
Oh, fuck
in the
me.
toilet water.
Damn it.
Why are you standing in the toilet? So you wouldn't see my feet?
Yeah. Duh.
All right. Anything else?
Who's your celebrity crush growing up?
Okay, anything else?
Ooh. No, that's it. That's actually everything.
All right. Well, we are retiring that segment. Thank you, Ellen. For the questions, I don't know what we're going to do for the last 15 minutes of the podcast now, but in the future, so I don't know. We're cooked. But anyways, we're cooked. But
Pot's chalked.
it was fun while it lasted. Just got to wrap her up while it's before we really beat it in the ground more than we already have. So
yeah.
That's it for burning questions, and we are never bringing that back again. So thank you, Ellen. We appreciate you. And that is the end of this episode of the Burton Burger Podcast. What is it, 272? Is that what we're on?
Yeah.
72? This is episode 272, part 2 of the Burton Burger Podcast. Lol. Thank you so much for chilling and vibing with us. Remember, we're trying to bring a little bit of the family element to the podcast world, and it's still only comedy at the end of the day, so please chill the fuck out.
Chill.
Chill with it. All right. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Gooby.
Goodbye. I need to stop saying that, but it's the best way to fucking lock the fuck in for a stinky little ding dong such as myself. I'm just gonna fucking... All right, cut that.